What's up, everyone? This is Destroyer229, and welcome back to Let's Play Persona 4 Golden. Last time, we managed to get some information to track Risei's whereabouts. Didn't really get too much further than that, though. And we've decided to head on into the TV world as soon as possible. For costume reasons. And weather reasons. In this episode, before we head on into Risei's dungeon, we do have two quests that we need to take care of here at Kanji's. I've also gone ahead and changed up my costumes. So I am now in the Featherman outfit, Chie's in her brand new outfit, Yukiko's in a maid outfit, and Kanji is Frankenstein. Or Frankenstein's monster. Anyway, while we're going through this, also you can see my new weapon here, the gag weapon. That's the most powerful sword I could buy. It just looks like a toy lightsaber, which is hilarious. Oh, it even does have just lightsaber effects. That's great. Totally worth it. Alright, well, I suppose while we're going through this is definitely more of a topic that should be more safe for Risei's dungeon, but I figured we may as well just go over it now anyway.
The winner takes it all!
Pretty sure we've seen that one before. But if we haven't, then we've seen it now. So this is kind of something that's similar to, kind of discussion that I had last time. Quick refresher. Last time we basically went over potential pairings off between different characters within your main party and some potential benefits that may have. Unless I find a better Featherman R pose. That'll probably be the best that we'll see from that. Anyway, I'm certainly not giving up my money from that. And Chie levels up. And Yukiko. And she gets Recarm. Okay. Well, you know what? I have Augie and Augie Lao, so let's get rid of Augie. Next is Fire Break, which is very meh. Ooh, and Kanji leveled up too. Nice. So, while last time we were going over what potential party members could be potentially paired up, this time I want to talk about romancing with the main character. Ooh, I think Magician is new. So the Magician will basically increase the level of a skill. So, for an example, let's say you have the skill Augie, and Magician chooses to upgrade that. That will turn Augie into Mod Augie. Mod Augie will become Augie Lao will become Mod Augie-on, etc., etc. So, the problem with this is that it does only work for a random skill on your currently equipped persona. I generally don't like using Magician, because oftentimes it will turn what I want as a single target into a multi-target skill, and I generally don't really like having too many multi-targets, just for SP management. So instead, I'm just gonna pick up I have Raja Naga right now, so I'll go ahead and pick up a Strength. So what exactly do I mean by that? So, essentially when it comes to romance within Persona games, it is just for role-playing purposes only. It doesn't actually have any sort of benefit or consequence, for that matter, which makes going things like, say, the harem route not really much of a point one way or the other. So, that is it kind of makes it feel a little bit shallow. Now, one thing that you could kind of go is like, oh, it's just because it's meant for more of a role-playing purpose. But again, I'd like to kind of point back to what I mentioned previously, where, you know, confessing your feelings and developing strong emotional ties to someone should change yourself in that way to develop stronger bonds and stronger power, especially when a persona is your strength of self. So, while I, again, don't think that this will actually happen within the context of Persona 6, I would like to kind of talk about something that could potentially use to make it a bit more engaging and rewarding.
4 more enemies! Let's get through this!
Oh hey! I didn't even see that there were any bonus enemies. At least we finally found the first thing that we needed to kill for the quest.
It's not strong at all!
Grave beetles. Okay. I don't think Rajanaga's gonna be the best thing here. Matador? I'm kind of shot in the dark, but I'm gonna try Mahama.
3 enemies to feed!
Ooh,
Amazing, Sensei!
Hey!
It's an easy opponent, but
Yeah, and you almost killed me right then and there. That was cool. And by cool, I mean very, very frightening.
it's down!
We have.
Okay, so that at least gets us one quest. Almost straight up killing me. Let's go ahead, we'll use Priestess. Just kind of hoping it wouldn't change that one, but that's fine. Matador can increase its endurance. And we can switch off Matador for Rajanaga. So, the most obvious way to kind of have a more rewarding romance options would potentially be to add various skills to the girl that you decide to romance. Now, unlike the pairing up someone, your main character isn't going to gain an immediate benefit. In fact, they're not going to gain any benefit at all. This is just going to be a benefit for the other party. I missed! Run! Oh, for God's sake, really? Well, this'll work out. I wish I wasn't Rajanaga, though. There goes my sweet auto skills. Oh, that stinks. So that sucked a lot. By some miracle, I still managed to kill one of them. But when you have 10 Terufu and confuse everyone except Chie, it makes things a lot more complicated. Especially when MC attacks Kanji twice. Anyway. So what exactly would these benefits be? To kind of use, say, Persona 5 for an example, the easiest way that I can kind of describe it for certain party members would be, let's say that if you date any of your party members that actually go into battle, they gain a very powerful magic-based attack. So, like, On would get access to, say, an equivalent to Burning Petals. Haru would gain access to something equivalent when it comes to Psychokinesis. Makoto for something similar when it comes to Nuclear. And Kasumi for... No!
Victory!
There we go. Full pose. And then someone like, say, Kasumi would be like a very powerful light-based attack. I'm finding it very difficult to find the tables that I need. Oh, and enemy respawn. Now there'd be various other bonuses when it comes to, like, say, the Navigator or non-party members. Hey, the tables.
I smell 3. Use
Gonna need ice.
Yeah, so persistent.
3 enemies left.
Thankfully, Chie's ice.
3 enemies down.
And just like that, we're done with our quest. Perfect. And shuffle time, we keep getting freaking suns. It is getting really annoying.
I leveled up, did you?
Thankfully, I leveled up, though. On curiosity's sake, just go to the next floor, and that way, in case we ever need to come back here, we can just start from here and use some go home. Okay, so to kind of briefly finish up what I was talking about. So any sort of non-party member person would then get just another skill that would be associated with them that might help out. Like, say, with Futaba, it would be, say, you get multiple treasures within stealing things within palaces, like with the swiping. I'm not entirely sure what would be for, say, like Kawakami or Hifumi or anything like that, but that's just generally the idea when it comes to an already existing characters. Okay, before we continue on, let's go ahead and dismiss Kusith. And let's get us a Gadon.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Uh-huh. Your optional boss fight tells me otherwise. But just like that, we are rank 4 with Margaret. So next is Neko Shogun with Bufula. Out of curiosity's sake, Neko Shogun. Neko Shogun tends to change Arcana throughout games, so I can never remember what Arcana he is in this game. Neko Shogun, Neko Shogun. I really need to get a lot more fortunes. Well, I guess they'll also be ones to kind of help out with that. Where the heck is Neko Shogun? Here he is. He's a star. Okay, level 37, which is a little bit higher than I would really like. But he does have all of the single target magic attacks. Honestly, a pretty good physical attack too with Black Spot and good healing, which that's gonna come in handy down the line. It is a star, which unfortunately is not an Arcana that I need. So that might be a little bit of an issue when it comes to space. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. In the meantime, actually, Stealing from the Fox is about 4,000 yen. I am fine with that. Just kind of top up on everyone's health, and I'm also going to save. That way, in case we die, I don't have to go and search for those items again. And now we can continue our discussion in Marukyu Striptease. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna make the same mistake I made in Kanji's dungeon. Wow, already? That's the power of thunderstorms. Oh, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, so, new hand.
Monster. Beat
The
stuffing
treasure
out of it.
hand.
It's not strong at all.
Okay, I did start with Take-Mikazuchi. That was good. Thankfully, there's only one, which means Raja Naga is going to be perfect for
Enemy.
this.
Fight, fight, fight.
Soda.
Okay, so let's go ahead and try an Agi Lao. It probably resists it, 'cause I'm pretty sure.
Don't tell me it's not
Nulls! Okay, it is only going to be susceptible to... It's only going to be susceptible to physical attacks. That's going to be great.
Here goes.
Still, we're already doing pretty decent, and Yukiko does a good job at just keeping our HP up anyway. Plus, with Raja Naga, it's a little bit higher level than it really should be, so it should actually make some pretty quick work when it comes to single gold hands. It's not going to be super good when it comes to multiple ones, but at least we have Gadon for that now, since he also has Rampage.
Yikes, it's tough.
Here
So
goes.
this should help out with the experience department quite a bit.
It ain't going down.
And unfortunately, we were very close to the other shadows. So yeah, they're gonna come in for reinforcements.
Ah, 3 enemy reinforcements.
Okay, so we've got the Soul Dancer and Miss Jean.
It's not strong.
Okay, Jeans are usually weak to electricity. So let's switch on over to Take-Mikazuchi
3 enemies left.
and use Mazio.
Soda.
Yep,
2 enemies down. Wonderful, Sensei.
go ahead and do it again.
Great, Sensei. Go for broke.
And we can just, actually, Maragi.
I am that.
Perfect. And... freaking hell. It's always the sun. It's always the sun. Anyway, let's grab our money. Gonna get quite a bit. There we go. And more Magatsu's Android. Perfect. Perfect. And I'm sure Yukiko will get her level up soon enough anyway. So, back to the discussion. So, essentially, when it comes to romancing, it would kind of function in a similar way. You pick the right options throughout a social link, and eventually, you can just start dating the girl, which would then lead to those bonuses, as well as open up various just random activities for role-playing purposes. Ooh, a new
2
rain
shadows.
enemies.
You get to go first.
The Rainy Sister 3.
You can win this. Do your best.
Okay, the rain enemies are usually weak to ice.
Soda.
Great, Sensei.
Just like
Go, go,
dice,
go.
it's like 80% of them are just all weak to the same ailment. Alright, and experience is nice. I think getting some HP and SP recovery would be better. Lepidolite? Hey, Gadon levels up and gets Fire Boost. I don't think Growth 2 is going to be any more helpful at this point. Or maybe Medea. I've got better healing personas, so I think I can get rid of Medea. Oh, I didn't realize they had another skill to learn. So that would kind of give, again, a purpose to romancing a character. But then that comes the option of, well, then that just makes the harem route super overpowered then, because then you, by sacrificing hanging or going out with the girl, you are in essence giving up on a benefit. So how would be the way to balance that? And this would be the return of everyone's favorite mechanic from Persona 3, the jealousy mechanic. Except this time, it would have far more far-reaching consequences. So how would it function in this scenario? I will explain that after this fight. So, for one, the jealousy mechanic would not be a part of, like, it would not come into effect unless you are dating 2 people at the same time. So essentially, you can date one person and not have to worry about this jealous mechanic at all. But it will begin the instant that you start dating a second person at the same time.
I leveled up.
Hey, Yukiko leveled up. So, the instant that you are dating another person, the jealousy mechanic will then begin. Blah, 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 blah. So, essentially what this means is that you then have to manage spending time with both girls. And if you ignore one for long enough, they will realize what's going on, and then bad things happen. I'll go over the consequences of that a little bit later. For now, we've got some new enemies.
It's our turn.
The Creation Relic.
You can win this.
Okay, Creation Relic. Let's go ahead. Let's switch on over to Rajanaga.
3 enemies.
And let's go ahead and... I only really have single target on Rajanaga, which is a little bit of a problem. He's third shot on the Dancer, though.
Great, Sensei.
And then Maragi on the Statues. Statues might be weak to wind. But I'm gonna try all the elements anyway.
Someone finish it off.
Alright, and then Lightning.
Here goes. Crush it.
Really, Kanji? Freaking really?
Good
Okay,
work,
they resist
Sensei. That's
physical.
one so far.
There. I can't defeat
Oh no. Innervation. Thankfully it didn't hit Chie.
Funny about Yuki-chan.
The winner takes it all.
So essentially, what would then happen is that you do have an invisible counter where you need to spend time with the girls. And throughout various points in the game, you will be given a message where you will have to hang out between a choice of either girl. Whichever girl you do not decide to check in with, she will confront you the next day, and you essentially have to go through a short dialogue tree in order to make sure that you don't completely blow your cover right then and there. And these sorts of days will kind of be static between certain groupings of characters. And if by chance that you have multiple ones where you could do, like say 3, then you have to go through multiple dialogue trees in that same day. So essentially, it is a way to check to see whether or not you can say the right things in order to avoid the consequences. And sometimes that may just mean that you get more points added to like a suspicion, but not actually fully breaking up with you. Crap! Oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. Hey, I made it to the stairs! Whew, okay. I do not think he is going away. Okay. So basically, the key thing would be that when it comes to these conversations, it should be theoretically possible to start a romance with all the girls as fast as possible and still be able to be dating all of them by the end of the game. It is theoretically possible, but incredibly difficult to do, uses up so much of your time that at that point it is pretty much impossible to do a full social link run because you're spending all your time making sure that the girls don't get suspicious. How is that not a player initiative? I mean, we also have a new enemy, the Venus Eagle.
It's not strong at all.
Okay, well, that kind of stinks. Gadon,
3 enemies.
go ahead
Let's get
and
through
use
this.
Rampage.
Persona.
Okay, that actually worked out pretty nicely. They are going to be immune to elemental attacks. So let's just use Agi Lao.
Yuki-chan beat an enemy.
Okay,
Keep
good.
going.
Rampage.
Couldn't quite beat it.
These guys are gonna be a big old pain in the butt.
Here goes. Persona! Damn, couldn't finish it.
Enervation.
2 enemies left.
Crap. Well. You know what?
Persona!
Ah, damn it! Failed. Well, let's go ahead and use Amrita. I was hoping I would just be able to heal up. Was really hoping that I'd be able to get a Rakunda off. That would have helped out significantly.
Yikes, it's tough.
These guys are going to be rather rough. Let's just at least focus fire on one of them.
Lay down and die already!
Okay, that hurt quite a bit. Rakunda.
Persona!
You miss out a little bit on damage, but I should be able to deal a lot more. At least to that one. So, Rampage.
Someone finish it off.
Okay, not quite what I would have liked to see. Ooh, there we go. Okay, that's fine. Yukiko goes before Chie. Rampage. Alright. Amrita.
I am thou.
Man, having to deal with these guys is crap. Admittedly, Enervation I don't think it is as bad as Confusion.
Persona!
That's fine. Still got one of them, so that's okay. Certainly try. Oh. Let's get on, so, strength up.
Another level! Gotta keep at it!
And just like that, Kanji leveled up. Okay, so, like I said, it should be technically possible to do it even as early as you can, but it would use up so much of your time that you really wouldn't be able to do a whole lot. So at that point, you are essentially, that is everything that we have. So essentially, you are sacrificing a lot of potential bonuses from other social links by choosing to get these super powerful skills. And if you kind of decide to wait until the end of the game, well then you just don't really have much time to actively make use of those. Then there's the consequences of why bother doing it in the first place if you can, in theory, talk your way out of it, and as long as you kind of spend adequate time with them in other ways. And before that, let's go ahead and enter here.
It's Rise.
But something's not right. It must be her other self. Hello, all you fans out there. Thanks for coming today. Today, you're gonna see every last inch of me. What's that? You don't believe me? Okay. Then why don't we... Oh, but you won't be able to see with all this smoke, huh? Okie dokie. Just follow me a little further in and I'll prove that I'm every bit as good as my word.
Were we like that?
Not exactly, but...
That's going kind of far.
Sheesh. The roar of the crowd is insane this time. Oh, it's making me feel sick.
If people really are watching this, we gotta do something, and fast.
All right, Rizeteers, don't touch that dial. When When we come back, you'll get a good long look at the real me. Maru-Q!
We better move it! This is 1,000 times worse than just hearing a few nasty secrets.
The shadows are really getting aggravated. What we just saw is what that Rise girl is suppressing. She'll be in trouble at this rate.
So, guess I'm on the rescue team now. All right, let's hurry up and go.
Alright, and back to our regularly scheduled discussion. So, what exactly would be the consequences of getting caught in the harem route? So essentially, what this would mean, in terms of consequences, would be that if a girl finds out that you are cheating on them, they will essentially inform everyone. So even if you've been doing really good on the other girl, or girls, depending on situation, if one person finds out, they will inform everyone. And then they will all not only break up with you, but are also extremely pissed off at you. Oh, we got new enemies.
It's our turn first.
The
There's
Idle
3
Basalt.
enemies. It's not strong at all.
Okay, I don't think I really have much in terms of wind. Gadon at least has Garu. Is it weak to wind? It resists wind. Cool.
3 enemies. Let's go,
Managi.
boys.
Yeah, weak to fire.
Enemies down.
Nagi-senpai's
Great going,
amazing.
Yuki-chan.
I'll just go ahead and just make them dizzy.
Yuki-chan
Or
beat an
just
enemy.
straight up
Keep
murder 'em.
going.
I'm not sure if I've tried ice on you.
GH
Eh, that's fine.
slamming them left and
Just smack
right.
it.
It's perfectly
No, it's
fine.
physical. Cool. Absolutely wonderful.
We won.
So, if a girl that you are dating breaks up with you, not only would you lose the special skill that you got for dating them, but in addition, you would also lose additional skills that they would have granted through the course of the social link. So, from a Persona 5 standpoint, with On, that would mean that you lose like the sexy talk and the crocodile tears. With Haru, you would lose like all of the gardening buffs. With Makoto, it's all the different analysis stuff that she does for you. But for it basically everything that would be character specific. So for a party member, they would still have like the wake up a down party member, endure a fatal blow for you, cure severe ailments, all of that they would still have, but they would lose their character specific stuff. And a new enemy too.
3 enemies, but
The
they're
persistent
too slow.
fuzz.
You can win this. Do your best.
Okay, let's just go ahead and rampage this. Oh, that did pretty well.
Go forth.
Okay, the cop reflects
Yuki-chan's
fire.
showing no mercy.
Alright. Well, he doesn't reflect physical.
Quite beat it.
Ooh, and he's panicked. That might work out pretty nicely. How do you feel about electricity?
Here goes. Classic time. Damn, couldn't finish.
You are pretty okay with electricity, actually. I'm gonna... I'll stick... Oh! That's perfect!
Sensei,
Oh wait, no, it's not perfect because he's not knocked down. He's just confused. Damn it. Well, I still get shovel time, so it still works out in the end. With nothing to give me extra cards. Well. May as well increase Gadon's strength. So when it comes to, say, a non-party member persona, like let's say the Navigator or any other potential romances, instead you would lose out on any of their special abilities beyond rank 5. So anything that you have gotten, like 1 through 5, you would still have. 6 through 10, you would lose that on top of their special skill. So there is pretty massive consequences if you ended up being caught. So it is a very high risk in order to be able to do this. So it would be very much up to the player whether or not they would want to chance needing to balance all of these different schedules, as well as picking correct dialogue trees whenever applicable. And another new enemy, purchasing all the enemies. Rain specific too, the rain wheel.
It's not strong at all.
Okay, you barely have any hit points, which must mean that you have a very specific weakness. You drain physical.
Fight!
Cool. How about darkness? Null's darkness. You're rain, so are you just weak to ice? Drains ice. Lightning?
Come here, Take-Mikazuchi.
Weak to lightning. Okay, well, at least we know that now. Let's just deal new cards. Ooh, all of this is good. All of this is very good. Aeon helps a lot. Take-Mikazuchi levels up and gets a luck boost too. And now I have all of the auto skills on one persona. So yeah, like I said, it is basically a high risk, high reward for whether or not you are able to balance all of these different schedules, especially when it comes to determining, like, is it worth it to be able to sacrifice your time that you could be using to get other abilities from your other social ranks. Now, to kind of put in a different example as well, as another thing to potentially look into, if we kind of take the example from last time where you could potentially pair off party members, blah, 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 then these skills would be different compared to whether or not the person is dating you or dating the other potential party member. Get some eyeballs. Death Seekers.
It's not strong at all.
Okay, Death Seekers. You are usually weak to light.
2 enemies. Charge!
I'm gonna try Mahama.
Soda.
There you are! Haha! Perfect. God dang it. If it's not a sun, it's a moon. These cards are way more common than they have any right to be. Anyway, we got a Shisa. Hierophant. I mean, to be fair, I really don't need Omo Ikane. So, to, again, keep using Persona 5 as an example, let's say with On, if you choose to date her, she essentially gets an equivalent to, let's say, Burning Petals. But if you manage to kind of pair her off with Ryuji, she instead gets something like, say, Amrita Shower. So, essentially, you would have to balance between whether or not you'd want these skills to be either offensive or defensive, one that focuses more on buffs, depending on what exactly the bonus skills are. And also, if you pair them off with someone, those are permanent. So you would not need to risk about potentially spoiling that person's skills or their other abilities. In addition, to kind of prevent you from being able to kind of try that crap again, if you get caught cheating, you would no longer be able to date any other person. It's Hachimaki, okay? So let's say that you decide to date On and Makoto, you get caught. And so then they both break up with you. Then you get a chance to date Haru. Haru will just reject you if you decide to potentially try to date her. The innervation might help with the freaking gold hands, actually. So the thing is that you wouldn't lose any special abilities from Haru because you never dated her. But essentially, if there's any sort of flags to potentially date someone, those flags are removed. So you will not be able to date anyone else if you're found out to be a cheater. So at the very least, you wouldn't be able to screw up anyone that you either hadn't gotten to dating, or if you purposely chose to reject, or, in this case, set them up with someone else. So you wouldn't be completely screwed, only mostly screwed. And now let's skip on ahead, because there's only one gold hand here. So, that is just more ways to just try to balance just who exactly you want to date, as well as any potential bonuses that you can get. Again, you can date one person without having to deal with this mechanic at all. It is only if you are trying to cheat. That is when this would come into effect. Alright, that's another level up. And Chie leveled up. And Yukiko leveled up. Kanji also? No Kanji. All just from a...
Are you alright, Kanji?
All just from a chest. Alright. So that's basically kind of just that whole sort of idea to actually make romance something that would have tangible benefits, as well as having a potential risk versus reward between battles and just your normal day-to-day life. So how you interact with people would have a tangible, both positive and negative effect, depending on how well you manage to hide your misdeeds. And even by the end, like when it comes to, like, say, the Valentine's Day event, all of the girls will basically know that you cheated on them at that point. But at that point, the game is over. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Oh boy. So that was basically what I wanted to discuss. Just various ways to make just kind of potential ways to expand romance options, as well as giving it more tangible benefits to said romances. Ooh boy.
Uh-oh, this one's really strong.
I think he's a rain enemy. Yup, Rain Leg Musha.
This one's tough. Hang in there.
Okay, this might be a little bit of a problem. Rakunda.
One enemy.
Are you weak to fire?
I couldn't do it.
Barely take any damage to fire. Ice.
Yikes.
Barely take any damage to ice. Lightning. Oh boy. Wind? Doesn't take damage to anything. And he has high crit chance now. Cool. How about darkness? Null's dark.
This can't be.
Cool. Assault dive. Is this just a physical?
It's down.
Aha! Is this our chance?
I'm not sure, but it worked.
Let's do it.
Okay, well, that certainly could have gone a lot better. Really? Crap. Okay, well, just... I'm not gonna give up the money. Alright, if we can get through the end of this floor, I think we'll be good to call it a day. So again, like I said, it was mostly just a way to potentially expand that part where it really didn't matter all that much, all things considered. The romance section is just pure roleplay purposes. And while that's nice in and of itself, actually giving it tangible benefits I think would kind of enhance, at the very least, just kind of a core message where, yes, however strong your bonds are, does have an impact on not only you, but the people around you. And what better way to show that than by the people that you have actual, like, return affection for. Oh, that's right, Hermit. Oh boy, 2 new enemies.
It's our turn first. There's
The
3
Forgotten
enemies.
Hablery and the Liberating Idol. Okay, well, let's go ahead. Let's try fire.
Go, Sensei!
Okay, well, that definitely could have gone a lot better. Rajanaga, because I'm starting to run a little bit low on SP. Turret Shot. Okay, physical works pretty well. Let's go ahead and use Augie Lao on you.
So
Make you
persistent.
dizzy.
3 enemies.
And then
Let's get
Rampage.
2 more to go.
That worked out pretty nicely.
Whoa, Kanji!
And
You
then
beat an
Stabby
enemy.
Stab.
Great work!
Alright, perfect. Okay. Now, there is also one final thing that I do want to go and talk about. It has nothing to do with potential, like, romance things, so it doesn't really follow the theme that I was kind of setting beforehand. Definitely don't have enough time to go into it now. That is just kind of a... And also something that's not even like, oh, a potential for Persona 6. Now, this is more just... The final thing I want to talk about is more, like, theory crafting more than anything. Like... Definitely not going to happen, but more of a nice what-if scenario. And specifically dealing with Persona 4. That'll be neat. Oh boy, 2 of them!
It seems strong, but I'm sure you'll win.
How do you deal with physical attacks by themselves? Actually pretty good.
There. I couldn't do it.
Physical is definitely the way to go. You are just like Gold Hands.
Couldn't quite beat it.
Okay, let's maybe try to make sure that we don't deal with rebellions.
Yes, Kanji! Get in there and do some damage!
Alright, another turret shot.
Yay, Sensei!
Okay. Ooh, Kanji leveled up. And getting more of those 0 boards I think will be really nice. I'm just gonna go ahead and use Medea's on myself. Okay. But again, like I said, that'll wait until next time, because we found the stairs. We're probably good to call it a day. But I would like to, at the very least, explore down here. Crap. Double crap. Get the item, get the item, get the item. Ooh, it's a rare chest too. Soul food. Okay, next floor. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, with that, unless the first enemy... I was gonna say, unless the first enemy I see is a gold hand, I am good to call it a day here. Okay, so, overall, considering the fact that we had very little money, we're actually doing pretty alright, in terms of cash. There is also the stuff that we can sell based on everything that we've been fighting up to this point, so that'll also help. But we're gonna go ahead and call it a day here. So, next one, let's play Persona 4 Golden. We are going to continue to go through Risei's dungeon. We still have quite a ways to go. We still need to hit the mid-boss, admittedly. So we still have that to get through. Trying our best to maybe try to find some more gold hands wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. I do think level-wise we're doing alright, considering that Shadow Kanji was around level 25. I think when it comes to Shadow Risei and Shadow Teddy, kind of being around at least low 30s, I think we'll be fine. And still fighting the Gold Hands and being able to, like, effectively take them out thanks to Rajanaga, I think we'll be fine. As long as we continue to find them and be able to get rid of them, that'll help out on our money situation, as well as making sure that our XP at least maintains a somewhat stable range for what we should be doing. In terms of healing right now, it's 7,600, and I have yet to use any recovery items as well, which helps out quite a bit too. Considering I've got a lot of tap sodas, I even have like the pulsating stones and a few soul foods too. So we're doing pretty well in terms of items and SP recovery items on top of that. So I think we'll ultimately be alright and may not necessarily need to use the fox this time around. Which would be, well actually no, we already used him at the start of this. But still, like, we're doing alright. We'll see how far we can push our luck before we push it too far when it comes to Shadow Teddy. So, we'll see how far we get. We should, we should be able to finish the dungeon next time. I'm hoping we can at least get through Shadow Teddy next time. Not sure if we'll really get that far. It'll depend on how many fights we're able to get to, how long those fights, as well as the mid-boss, how long all that takes. So ideally we will be done next time, but we'll see what happens. Until next time, everyone, take care.